All right, we are live, and I see people already here before I started. That is a good sign. Welcome, one and all. My name is Chris, and this is my channel, We Love Comics. And as always, when anybody leaves a super chat, I want to make sure I don't wait until the end. I don't ignore it. I acknowledge it as soon as I see it. So, Comic Addiction, I always appreciate that, man. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to make sure I sent you and your son those comics, because, I mean, you've been nothing but nice, and I really appreciate that, so thank you. And I want to acknowledge everybody here that's here so far, because this is going to be one of those very important things for us as consumers, so I want your voices heard, and I'll give you the details in a second. But first, I'm going to say hello to Roger. He's here, and he says, "Hey, Chris, how you doing? Hopefully fantastic. I'm doing well, thank you." Says, "Great to see you again. I'm learning so much from you since I subscribed to you. Thanks for the info, my guy." You're welcome, and I'm very glad that I have a channel that can help you learn. And I always appreciate those that take the time to do that. And Comic Addiction says, "Happy Friday, everybody." So yes, happy Friday, getting close to Halloween. Hopefully you guys and girls are ready to dress up and have some fun and be responsible by not drinking and driving. But I see Amazing Murfinator 1028 is here, and he says this series is over by Sunday. I guess you guys must have been talking to yourselves or something, but welcome. Chewy is here, part of the Star Wars clan, number 13. He says hello. Comic Lover Omega, always a pleasure. Austin Vicky, great to see you again. Tracy, Christopher, love that name, always great. Doggy Lover, good to see you. Bake the Snake, I'm seeing a lot of regulars here, so I'm very happy. Vertigo, and William, and Kevin, and Kristen, Monk's Den, good to see you again. Bobby, SGT, welcome. James, the BRRD. All right, so we got a lot of people here. Now, this is what I want. Now, not only do I want you to comment here on the live show and give some feedback, and I'll explain why. Lex is here as well. Hello, James, Herbert. Oh, the Sox in the World Series? Yeah, no one's even paying attention to that. But if you're a Red Sox fan, that's good for you. They've definitely deserved it so far. But like they say, it ain't over till it's over, so don't get too cocky. Remember, when the Yankees were up 3-0 against the Red Sox, we got that way. So it ain't over till it's over. So Webhead, welcome. Escargo. All right, so this is what I want you to do. Not only do I want you to comment here when I give you the information, when this video processes and uploads, I want you to take the time and put your honest feedback and what you would like, and I'll explain why in the comments section. So, the reason for this video. A couple of my subscribers were telling me recently that they heard a rumor that PGX was getting new cases, and they wanted me to verify if that was true or not. Now, I base things not on rumors, I base it on facts and information. At least I try to, it's not always easy. But since I have a good rapport with Daniel Patterson, who is the owner of PGX, I called him up today and asked him about it, and this is what we're going to be doing. Because the good thing is, and I mean, this is one of the things I love about PGX. Now, people, you could love them or hate them. I'm not here to tell you who to like, who to not like, because I've said it before and I'll say it again. CGC is the #1 grading company as of now. CBCS is second, and PGX is in a third, and they're trying to do what it takes to build their reputation up. So they're doing the right thing. And let me tell you something, there are not many businesses where you can actually get in touch and have conversations with the owners and then actually have them listen. So the rumors are true. I did confirm they are getting new and better cases for their comics, and that's why they said there's been a little bit of a delay recently because they're switching everything up, getting better cases. So they said that people weren't happy with the fact that they had to snap them apart and there'd be that little bit of the piece on the side. I mean, me personally, I didn't care, but I can understand why people may not have loved it. So they're getting a new case. They also said the cases are going to be stronger, and they're also going to be clearer. So they listen. Now, this is what I asked them. Because he was asking me some of my opinions, and I was telling him some of the things that I like and what I think should be improved. So what I told him is, I said, I'm going to make a video, and when this processes, I want you guys, and girls, of course, to state what it is you like about cases in general. I'm not just talking PGXs. I'm talking about any of the grading cases in general. I want you to talk about what you like about them specifically, what you don't like about them, And please explain why. Put it into details. Don't just say, oh, I don't like a case because it sucks. Give feedback. And I also want you to put in the comments section what things you would like to see in their cases. Now, of course, I mean, they can't do everything because remember, the more you put into the cases, the more likely prices will have to increase. So keep that in mind. Because one of the reasons why, for example, CGC's prices are so expensive as compared to the other companies is because they do have the best cases. So remember, if you do too much, it does inflict a cost to the business. So prices could rise. So I want people to keep that in mind. So it wasn't the fact like somebody said, you know, are the PGXs not clear enough? No, it's not the case, but they can definitely look a little bit clearer. Which, I mean, a lot of people display and proudly display their graded comics, so why not have it as clear as possible? So what is going to happen is Daniel told me that once this video is uploaded, he wants me to send the link to him, and he will be checking this personally. So I am responsible for him doing the grader's notes. He's been listening to me on my advice. He helped me make a deal with you guys because I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'll keep saying it. I do not get paid by PGX at all. We made a deal, and this is the deal because I'll keep saying it just to make sure people understand it. I originally came up with an idea because I loved doing the grading unboxings where I didn't know what the grades are and I learned them. I did a lot of them with CGC and some with CBCS and even PGX back in the days. And because they're so expensive, I really didn't have the money to be getting a lot of them. So I contacted PGX, CGC, and CBCS simultaneously and said, if I was to put a little bit of an ad for your company, would you, instead of paying me, allow me to get a discounted or maybe even free grading? And CBCS didn't respond. CGC didn't respond. PGX said to me, we'll do this. You put an ad on your channel, which they don't pay for, and they will allow me to get 4 comics a month graded. Now, of course, I have to pay for the shipping and insurance and all that other stuff, but they're giving me the actual gradings for free. So that is my deal with them. So if you don't know about it, as you can see on the screen, I worked some deals out because I didn't want this to just benefit me. I wanted it to benefit you all. So if you send 10 of your books to them to get pressed, you can get one of them pressed for free with using the code We Love Comics Free Press. So that means if you send in 20, you get 2 of them free. So it'll be every group of 10. So as far as I was told, there is no minimum. Plus the fact with the grader's notes, it is a $5 option. And remember, you can get them for free if you want to have them email them to you. So you don't have to pay for it if you don't want it. But I like the fact that the grader's notes are on the back of the book. So this is what I want. We want your feedback. I want to give this information to Daniel Patterson. And we need to take advantage of this. Because like I said, whether you like them or hate them, they're trying to do what most companies don't do. And that's actually listen to their customers. They're actually trying to improve their product, improve their service, and improve their listening skills to help us get a better product. Now, I think that's a great thing. And even if a company has a bad reputation, it's not what you've done that matters. It's what you do from there on out that should be a factor. So this video isn't going to be for the ones that no matter what you do and say, they're just going to hate and they're going to do this, that, and the other thing. That's not for them. This is for you guys who are here because you want to listen to a company that actually cares enough to want to listen to you. Now, of course, everybody has good and bad experiences with anything in life. But one of the things, and one of my subscribers made an excellent point, when somebody drives around in a Ford Mustang, how many people in Ford Mustangs are making videos criticizing and yelling and hating somebody that drives a Toyota? You know, there's not many other places other than like video games and political stuff. Comics gets a bad rap with this stuff. We should all be enjoying the variety and our choices to be able to use that variety in any way that we seem to have fit into what we need. But for some reason, there's the few that want to just, I don't know, just be negative, and we don't want to focus on that. So I have the ability to talk with an owner of a company that people use, and he is willing to listen, and even at many times have done changes to the things that we want. And if we can get one company to do that, who's to say the other two companies might follow suit? So think long term. Don't think about selfish reasons, about egos and vanity and selfishness. Think about what can we do to help the community have better choices. Now again, I'm going to sit here and say it, that I don't get paid by PGX, so I am under no obligation to sit here and just say nothing but nice things. And I'm definitely not going to bash the other companies, although I wasn't happy with what CGC is doing with that, taking other people's stuff. Now, of course, they have the legal right to do it. They're not doing anything wrong. But like I've said before, just because you can doesn't mean you should. You don't win audience by berating other companies. It's like politics. Who really loves listening to those political ads where the person, instead of saying all the things they want to do for you, they basically just bash another opponent? That's not how to do business the best way. So I want you all to make, once this video processes, and it takes usually about a half hour to 35 up to an hour long to process, I want you to come back. I want you to think about all the things you like about all the grading company slabs. I want you to think about and write down all the things you don't like about all of the company slabs. Give us reasons why. Don't just say, well, I like CGC, I like their cases. That doesn't help. Tell us why you like them. And if you don't like something, like, for example, the Newton rings, explain that's something you don't want to see. You don't want to sacrifice that. So I want you to really think about this. I want you to give both positive, negative, and suggest what you think they could do to make it better. But like I said before, keep in mind, if you add too many things, it could increase the chance of prices rising, because they can't put double their money into the cases, for example, and just eat the cost. That's how businesses go out of business. So remember that. If they improve these and they become sturdier and nicer and all these other things, it's going to possibly increase the prices. And Seller Source Pro, how are they berating or bashing by offering to reslab? I've never said that they do that. What I'm saying is I don't think it's the best way to have an established future for variety of businesses. So we have difference of opinion, that's okay. But I don't berate them. I'm allowed to have an opinion. And just like you're allowed to have your opinion, everybody's allowed to have their opinion. For some reason, I've seen, especially in this community, and I can only say that because I'm not in the video game community or the makeup artist community, I'm in the comic book community. For some reason, there are certain people in this quote-unquote community that seem to get upset when somebody else has a difference of opinion. And to me, I think that's just silly, because do we want a dictatorship in the comic book community where only one person tells you how to collect, whether you're doing it right or wrong, and they tell you whether they approve or disapprove of what you do with your money? I mean, I think that's rather silly. And I'm able to absorb some of the negativity that comes my way for some of the most ridiculous things just because I have an opinion that may differ. I mean, come on. A lot of people in this community are grown men. Time to start acting like it. So anyway, I want people to share their honest opinions. Put some thought in it. I don't want to see comments where they just say, oh, PGX sucks, or CGC is awesome, or CBCS, I hate them. That does not help them learn how to improve. So you need to put your effort in. You need to think about it. What can PGX do to make their cases the best that they can make them? Also, say what you like about the other companies and what they do right and wrong as far as their cases are concerned. And then talk about what you would like to see. And as you could see, when I convinced Daniel Patterson to add the grader's notes as an option, and again, it's not mandatory, because one of the things he was afraid of is saying, I don't want to put that on every one because people may not want them. And that's when I suggested, well, make it into an option. So those that do want it, that want to pay for that, will do it. And who knows, who's to say later on down the line that might become something where it's ending up being free for everybody, and all three companies do it. Unfortunately, people are so focused on hating one company that they don't see that if they rise up this company, the other companies are going to rise up as well and maybe even get some of those benefits as well. But unfortunately, people that have that negative mindset, they don't have vision to look past their negativity or anger or hatred. And unfortunately, those people do have an influence on this community. So we have to say to ourselves, do we want a positive, helpful, beneficial, collaborating community? Or do we want a select few that feel it's their need to dictate what you do with your money or what opinions you have? Because here's the wonderful thing about opinions. Everybody has them, and every single one of them is right. Because that opinion is theirs and theirs alone. So who is it for somebody else to say that your opinion is not valid because it's different than anyone else's? And Chewy says, where's your pretty face, Chris? Or is this just my feed? Well, I find that interesting if you think I'm pretty, but, you know, hey, thank you for that. I'm actually just because, I mean, there's no sense, I'm not really showing anything. So, I mean, to me, I mean, I appreciate that, but I don't think people really care too much if they see me or not. So I was just in one of those things where it's less to set up, it's faster to do. I wanted the message to come across. So that to me is what's important. So if you haven't seen it, I made a video a couple of months ago. It's on my playlist of the tips and advice where I did my pros and cons about all three companies. And here's the thing. All three companies can help you. All three companies have their strengths and weaknesses. It's going to depend on what you need them for. Because, for example, if you found in your grandfather's attic a Detective Comics 27 that was already signed by Bob Kane, well, the last place you would want to send that is to CGC, because unless they witnessed it, they will not verify it as authentic. So it would be kind of rather silly to end up bringing it there. So then you'd have to either go with PGX or CBCS because they do signature verification, which means then you have to break it down with, are you doing this to resell it? Are you doing it just to get, you know, a specific kind of grade or an idea about a grade? Are you doing it just to display them? There's many reasons why people slab books. Not everybody cares about the resale value. Not everybody is grading their books to be the Detective Comic 27s and the Action Comics #1. Sometimes people have a worthless comic that means something to them and they want to display it, and what better way to display it proudly with a casing? So why would you spend double the money and wait 6 months for something when you can use a cheaper alternative? So it depends on why you are grading your books. So anyway, we're going to do our surprise subscriber shout out. I want to thank everybody for coming here. Make sure you do your homework, and when the comment section is available, I want you to give positive feedback. Because I'll tell you this much, if a hater's going to end up putting hateful information, I'm just going to delete their comment and block them. Because we have no room for that kind of negativity. You're allowed to say what you don't like, but how about do it in a way that helps become a learning tool? Because I'll tell you, if you had your kids in school and they maybe said a wrong answer or didn't know an answer, do you want your teachers to bash and berate the student and make them feel bad because they made a mistake or they didn't want to raise their hand? That's not constructive. So we need to do things differently. Now, I'm not responsible for what anybody else does and says. I'm responsible for what I do and say. And here, I want this to be as positive an experience as possible. So I want that to reflect with my subscribers. And as you could read with the comments here, 99.9% of the people that come here, they get that. So today's surprise subscriber shout out is going to go to Derek Tibbs. And I'm going to read one of his posts. He put, I have used PGX a few times. They are a good company, always on time. Even had issues with USPS destroying my books. PGX pressed them for free, and they came back great. So yeah, customer service is great, and that's important. Because remember, you know, everybody wants to love the CGC, and like I said, CGC is #1, and I don't have a real problem with them. But people seem to forget all those neutron rings, the Newton rings. People have a problem with those, and they try and pretend they're not there. And then remember about a year and a half ago, when they had those new cases where they didn't put the inner lining and all the books were starting to scrunch up, and CGC basically said to anybody that wanted to return them, you'd have to pay to get them reslabbed. You know, people have very short-term memories and give people free passes. I mean, either you're fair with all companies, or you're just unfair to all companies. If you only pick and select one or two, you're really not being unbiased, and people are getting smart enough to be able to smell the BS at this point. So Steven says, you can verify in the same way baseball cards were verified by company signatures over a period of time of signing. Yeah, I'm not really sure how they do it, but like I said, I've sent in some books to CBCS and PGX from books that I personally saw signed myself, and they came back all verified. So, you know, again, pick and choose who you want. I'm not here to tell you who to like or who to not like. I'm just here because this owner of this company is kind enough to actually allow a nobody like me with a tiny little channel on YouTube to actually influence their business by allowing me to talk to you all to get your opinions. I think that's a great thing. So I'm going to end this video right now. I want you to do your homework. Make sure you post as much as you can as details, because Daniel Patterson will be reading them, and you never know, something you suggested may turn into something that could make you happier when you get your books graded. So thanks for listening. I appreciate it. We're going to keep building everything up in the comic book community, and don't forget, it's not you, it's not I, it's We Love Comics. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. New videos should be coming out Sunday, so stay tuned.